Because you guys are from different places, has the attractiveness of America gone down in the last 3 months or up?
I, I think totally. I think that I know a lot of my friends from South Africa who were very excited to come and study in the United States. And I think there's an uncertainty that exists in the air right now that makes it really difficult to invest your entire future in a country where not only you're unsure what is going to happen in terms of your own outcomes post your degree, but there's almost a certain sense that perhaps you're not wanted. And that's difficult, right? And in a world that is still competitive for international talent, I think a lot of my friends are thinking, what if I go and study in Canada? What if I go and study in the UK?
Do you guys buy into the AI valuations of today? Because I know GA does a lot of AI. If you had $100,000, which were your savings, how much would you allocate? I know you have more because you're from real estate. But how much would you allocate to AI related stuff today at current valuations?
I would go all in,
Really?
Yeah.
Even today?
even today. Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty bullish about the technology because I feel like this is not just technology. I feel like this is also more geopolitical because I feel like any country that would get a hold on AI in the next few years, I think would have their next 5, 6 decades sorted. The valuations are inflated, but they will get corrected. But this is a space that is here to stay.
What do you guys think? You didn't agree?
I think for me also, I wouldn't be looking at AI specifically. I'd be trying to think about like what are the resources and things that are being used by AI the most. So I personally would probably invest more of that in things like energy and energy transition, because even if the AI bubble is disrupted, there will be a need for that afterwards. So I'm more interested in that. I know more about the space. I believe in its longevity more. So that's where
I would say I'd keep it in cash or in like a high yield, high yield savings interest bank account, and I would hold on to it until valuations go down. I think we're in for a market correction.
What scares you today about the future?
I love this question.
Would you like to take it?
Yeah.
I mean, for me, again, the uncertainty is something that I am very scared of. Like, as of today, I think I have a stable job after my school, and like, touch wood, probably I'll pay my tuition fee back. But again, I don't know whether the space that I'm going in is the right space because I don't exactly know what's changing in the future. So that's one thing that I'm scared about.
I would say I'm scared of a world where countries are less friendly to each other. I think that I'm from South Africa, as I said before, and we were just in South Africa recently on a trip with meeting with business leaders, and they were telling us all these collaborations they have with American companies. So I really think that kind of collaboration is what makes the world a better place. It's what makes all of us better off. So I'm really afraid of where the world is going, where countries are becoming more insular.
Would you like to go next?
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, I worry most about climate change and I worry about rising inequality. I think the sentiments you're expressing, I'm very worried about, but to me, part of the root cause is rising inequality, and those two things, coming from a society that had really extreme inequality, your social health, your quality of life in some ways is much, much worse as a result of living in a society where people have a small minority has a lot and the majority has very little. It makes me concerned about how well I can live here in the long term.
No, what scares me the most, and I think everyone said very similar things, is that our current leaders do not have a moral compass. And our leaders should collectively be pushing back on some of the things that have happened in the past years, and that there is no moral obligation, it seems like, anymore. And I find that to be a real disappointment, not only in this country, but globally. And we should look to our current leaders and say, and hold them accountable. Like, what are you doing? And so that's kind of what I'm scared of.
I would say I'm scared of a world where countries are less friendly to each other.
Who do you blame that on, if you had to?
I think it has to
Doesn't
do...
have to be a person. It could be an idea.
Yeah, I'd say it's a phenomenon. I think it's a phenomenon to do with just like economic instability and inequality. I think that people are looking for someone to blame as they've been seeing kind of other people get richer and themselves being left out. Technology particularly has left out a lot of people. And so as a result, people are kind of like, is it immigration? Is it all these other countries? And so as a result, they're rebuking, and I think that they're electing leaders who kind of know and recognize that.
Yeah, I mean, I think the pushback part is why I think a turn towards something medieval or feudalistic is just as likely as a turn towards something socialist, because there are interests that have a lot of power. There are corporations and there are people that are very invested in the system continuing to be as it is or escalating to an even more unequal place. And I think it's very hard to overcome that. So I personally I really worry about the direction it will take.